In this video, I will be demonstrating the steps to complete the Week 4 Assignment 3, Filtering by Forms. In this assignment, you will filter using the Filter by Form command. Step 1 asks you to download and open the Garden Company 04 Assign 3 file, and you can see I have that open. Note that this file is distinctly different from what you used in Assignment 2. Be sure you use this file, not a file you used earlier when completing the assignment. Step 2 asks you to click the Enable Content on the security warning bar if it appears. Step 3 asks you to click the File tab and save the database with your name at the end of the file. I'm going to click here and add in first and last name at the end and click Save. If the Enable Content pops up, just go ahead and click it once more. Step 4 asks you to complete steps 1 through 12 on pages 112 through 115 in the textbook. Do not close the database when you come to the end of those instructions. Step 1 in the textbook, under Forms, to double-click Customers to open the customer form. Step 2, on the Home tab in the Sort and Filter group, to click on the Advanced Filter options and then select Filter by Form. Notice we have the form now without any customer information showing. Step 3 asks you to click in the second text box to the right of the name, that's where you'd normally see the last name, and type S with an asterisk, and then press Enter. The asterisk is used for a wildcard so that anything that comes after S will be displayed, any name beginning with an S. Step 4 asks you to use the Toggle Filter button to run the filter. So up here you click Toggle and it'll run the filter, and you'll see that 6 records were found that begin with the last letter S. Step 5 asks you to click on the Advanced Filter options and then the Filter by Form again. So we'll click there. Step 6 asks you to click in the box to the right of the city-state zip field where the state would normally be. So that would be city-state, and then select CA for California. Step 7 says to click the Toggle Filter. So now we're looking for anybody with a last name starting with S who has an address in California. And you'll see here that we got 3 records. The first of 3rd is displayed. Step 8 asks you to switch back to the filter form. So again, we'll click Advanced and then Filter by Form, and to click on the Or tab at the bottom of the page. Step 9 asks you to type S asterisk in the second name box again, so we'll type S asterisk, and to select WA, Washington, in the state. And step 10 asks you to toggle the filter to run the filter. So now you can see we have 6 records, and you can go through the 6 records by clicking down here to display. So every record has a last name that begins with S, and they live either in, or their address is either in Washington or California. Step 12 asks you to toggle the filter button to remove the filter, and then to close the form. Now remember, we're not going to close the database. We're going to return to the classroom where step 5 instructs us to go through steps 1 through 13 only on pages 116 to 118, but not to do step 14 at this time. So step 1 on page 116 asks you to double-click the Customers table to open it in Datasheet view. Step 2 on the Home and Filter tab to click the Sort and Filter group, the Advanced Filter options, and to select this time the Advanced Filter and Sort. So you can see the screen looks a little different this time. Step 3, in the Customers field, double-click the last name to copy it to the field row down here on the grid. Okay. In the criteria row of the last name, type S**. So this is down here, and we're on step 4. You're going to type S and then an asterisk. Step 5 asks in the Customers field list to double-click the region. So we've added the region now to the grid. And in the criteria to type CA or WA. So down here we're going to type CA or WA and press enter. And notice how it formatted that for you with the quotes around. You didn't have to type it that way. Step 7 asks you to use the Sort and Filter group to toggle the filter. Okay, and now you'll see we do get those same 6 records for anybody who has a state or if California or Washington, and all of the last names start with the letter S. Step 8 asks you to click the Customer Filter one to switch to the filter page. So up here, you're going to switch to that filter page. And step 9, in the OR row of the last name, right here, you're going to type a B and then an asterisk. So we want to filter any records that begin with, last name begins with S or with B. So you press enter. Step 10, in the Sort and Filter group, click Toggle Filter. So now you can see we got 13 records this time. Also notice that some of the states are Montana and Oregon, so our filter has brought in records that are no longer in California because it's an OR query. Step 11 asks you to click the Customer Filter tab again, and in the OR region, next to the like B, to type in CA or WA and press enter. Step 13 asks you to toggle the filter, and now you see all the records start last name with either B or S, but they're only in the states of Washington or California. Now we're not going to do step 14, remember. We're going to return to the classroom. Step 6 in the classroom asks you to click on the Customer Filter 1 tab to switch back to the filter page. Step 7, on the Home tab in the Sort and Filter group, click on the Advanced Filter options and Save as Query option. Step 8, in the Save as Query dialog box, assign the query the name My First Query. And click OK. Step 9, you can close the Customer Filter. Step 10 asks you to return to the textbook on page 118 and complete step 14. So you're going to click and close the customer table, and when you're prompted to save the changes to the design of the table, you're going to click Yes. Step 11 asks you to close the database and click Yes if you're prompted to save your changes, and then to submit a copy of the file to the Week 4 Assignment 3 Dropbox.